the school at a national level. Then myself, Dr. Nazrana Matho. I'm the program manager for the School of Humanities and Social Science School at the IIE's Varsity College Online Center. I have a PhD in education, and my role is to provide academic support at a campus level to the online tutors and students.
All IIE qualifications offered within the School of Humanities and Social Science are accredited by the Council for Higher Education, or CHE, and registered by the South African Qualifications Authority, also known as SAQA, and the National Qualifications Framework. The British Accreditation Council is an independent authority in the United Kingdom that accredits private providers globally, including Greece, Switzerland, Singapore, India, Mauritius, and the United Arab Emirates. The IIE is accredited as an independent higher education institution by the British Accreditation Council. The IIE Bachelor of Arts degree provides students with a choice of two of the following three core disciplines, namely English, psychology, and communication science. In the second year, students studying this BA degree will need to select two of the core disciplines, and these two subject areas will be the focus of the student's third year of study. The subject combinations on offer are English and Communication Science, or English and Psychology, or Communication Science and Psychology. The IIE Bachelor of Arts degree is structured over 4 years in the distance mode. The academic year runs from February to November. To gain entry into the Bachelor of Arts qualification, here are the entrance requirements. A National Senior Certificate should have a Bachelor Pass with English at 60%. A National Certificate Vocational also needs a Bachelor Pass with 60% English. If you have a Senior Certificate, endorsement with English 60%. A Senior Certificate amended, you need to have a Bachelor Pass with English at 60%. Now for international students, you need to have an USEF exemption certificate with 60% or equivalent for English. If you have a Cognate Higher Certificate or Cognate 240 credit diploma or an advanced certificate or 360 credit diploma or degree, those may satisfy the minimum admission requirements to a Bachelor of Arts degree study. If the discipline is not cognate, at least 20% of the credits must be academic literacy or numeracy related. Alternative admission: should the English requirement not be met at National Senior Certificate Grade 12, then entrance may be granted if the English requirement is met based on the Grade 11 final mark. English National Senior Certificate 50 to 59% if 60% minimum in final grade 11 results was achieved. So if you make the 60% minimum in your grade 11 result, then the requirement will be a National Senior Certificate with English at 50 to 59%. Now here's what the structure of your years will look like. If your core discipline is English and Communication Science, in your first year, you will do English Studies, Communication Science, and Psychology. In your second year, you will do English Studies, Communication Science, and Sociology. In the third year, it will be English Studies, Journalism 1, Media Law and Ethics, Media Studies, and New Communication Technology. And then in your fourth year, you will do Communication Science, Journalism 2, Research, and Media Studies. For the core discipline English and Psychology, in first year, you will do English Studies and Psychology. and Communication Science. In second year, English Studies, Psychology, and Introduction to Sociology. Third year, English Studies, Psychology, Media Law and Ethics, Media Studies, and Journalism 1. And then in your fourth year, you will do Psychology and Research. If your core discipline is Communication Science and Psychology, here are the subjects that you will study: Communication Science, Psychology, and English Studies in your first year. In second year, Communication Science, Psychology, and Introduction to Sociology. In third year, Communication Science, Psychology, Media Law and Ethics, Media Studies, and Journalism 1. And finally, in fourth year, you will do Psychology and Research. The modules are delivered in a distance mode, with tutorials being scheduled in the evenings from Monday to Friday. Online sessions are not timetabled. Instead, your online tutor will schedule tutorials as and when needed and will support you through discussion forums and by providing you with additional resources. National support sessions are held by the lead online tutor before assessments to prepare and support you with the completion of your assessments. This student-focused approach compels our students to be accountable for their learning while developing the critical skills that they will need to thrive in the rapidly changing 21st century work environment.
The assessment strategy comprises of both formative and summative assessments. So formative assessments are assignments and ICE tasks. Now, ICE tasks are activities that are set by the online tutor to support students with understanding concepts and to enhance your learning experience. So for instance, maybe at the end of a particular learning unit, your online tutor will give you a little activity to complete that will help you to unpack the learning unit and better understand the concepts. And then summative assessments, you get summative assignments. So those are open book and you're given a specific time frame to complete that summative assignment. And then we also have sit-down examinations, which are closed book. And those you would write at an exam center on a campus near you. Or if you are unable to get to a campus near you, then you make an application and these can be done online under exam conditions with an invigilator.
Graduates of the Bachelor of Arts qualification are equipped with advanced written and verbal communication, analytical skills, critical thinking, problem skills, digital skills which enables them to critically engage with current social media issues and trends locally and globally. Understanding people relations is beneficial in every industry, and graduates are sought after and employable because of these highly valued 21st century skills. Upon completing your Bachelor of Arts qualification, the following career opportunities may be available to you depending on your core discipline. Within the English and Communication Science core discipline, authoring or writing, script writing, program coordination, relationship management, media consulting, news consulting, proofreading, social media communication, journalism, communication consulting, research communication management. Within the English and Psychology core discipline, again authoring or writing, script writing, then sub-editing, editing, counseling, however counseling will require postgraduate study, proofreading, social media communication, journalism, psychologist, but that will also require extensive postgraduate study, and then teaching will also require postgraduate study. And then if your core discipline was communication, science, and psychology, journalism, relationship management, research communication management, social media management, communication consulting, communication accounts administration, media consulting, again, psychologists will require extensive postgraduate study, teaching will require postgraduate study, and counseling will also require postgraduate study. Should you wish to study further after completing your Bachelor of Arts qualification, these are some of the qualifications that you could articulate into. A Bachelor of Arts Honours in Psychology, a Bachelor of Arts Honours in Communication, or if you wish to do teaching, then a postgraduate certificate in education. So why should you join the School of Humanities and Social Science? As a student of the School of Humanities and Social Science, you will become a thought leader driving change through thinking, writing, critiquing, and research. We acknowledge that there is not only one version of things or events. We question, interrogate, and challenge. Thus, we direct our thinking to bring about change in our local, societal, and global communities.
The School of Humanities and Social Science hopes to see you in 2024. If you do have any questions, please feel free to contact online at varsitycollege.co.za.
Okay, so we're at the end of our presentation. I just want to have a look at the chats. Any questions for me?
If anyone has any questions, we are here to assist, whether it is program related or application, registration. Please feel free to. Looks like you're off the hook this time, Kiosha.
Thanks, Wade.
Many questions. I don't know if my internet slowed down, Kiosha.
It's saying the same thing about mine.
So the only thing is the chats. Okay, that did sort of stop for a bit there. I don't know if, let me just confirm here, the questions ask if it's for us or if it's in the general group. Okay, Tempi, so let me ask that. When does registration close? So for undergraduate qualifications, we're looking to close it mid-March next year. It will open up on the 11th of January. In order to obviously be ready, you need to get through to the pre-registration stage, pay the 2,500, and then you will be ready for registration when it opens up. There is a question here. Hi, what does the Monday to Thursday tuts entail? Maybe you can answer that.
Okay, I'd be happy to. So your online collab sessions are held with your online tutor. And basically, this will cover various learning units. Your online tutor will let you know before the session what they will be covering. So you'd be expected to cover those units on your own at first, and then come to the online session with any questions or any content that you aren't familiar with. And your online tutor will be able to address those in person, online, virtually. So you'd have one-on-one time with your online tutor during those sessions. They are not scheduled every week. They usually happen every second week, but your schedule will be communicated with you at the beginning of the semester.
Thanks, Yasha. Another question there. I hope I'm not missing many. I will go up. What amount of time should I dedicate to my modules weekly to be successful?
So at the beginning of your semester, you will receive a module outline or a module manual for each of your modules. Within this module outline, it will give you a rough idea of how many hours you should be spending on each learning unit. So it varies from module to module, and it will vary according to the year that you are enrolled in as well.
Thank you. I'm actually going to go from the top and answer as it goes along. So question here from Kaylin. So ma'am, how does this work if you transfer into online? I can sort of answer that. It depends if you are in your first, second year. You actually need to go to your physical campus first. You will then fill in a transfer request form. Just know that transfers technically open up in January only, but you can let them know this is your intent that for the following year, you wish to do the remaining modules via distance study. So you need to go, Kaylin, to the campus, speak to a customer relations officer, and fill in a transfer request form. That's the first thing. Question here from Bongani. After completing this course, can I proceed to another university for postgraduate? Most definitely. You definitely can do an honors or postgraduate qualification at another university should you wish to do so. We have students coming from other universities coming over to us to complete postgraduate programs with us as well. So you definitely can, just know it will need to be in the same line. I've answered the TUTS. When does registration close? Answer that. Time available. Okay, yeah, so we go. I hope you guys are well. I'm doing a high certificate in communication practice at VC. I think that's the full-time one. Would I be able to apply for credits? Maybe Kiyoshi, can you assist in that regard?
You should be able to because it's in line with the discipline, but we would need to check with I think it's the admissions center on how many of those credits you will be eligible for. So I think the best thing for you to do would be to set up a meeting with us so that we can give you a definite answer on how many of those credits you can apply for.
Perfect. And also, just in terms of that, you do need to pay per module you're applying for. It's 250 Rand per credit. You are able to go onto the actual VC Assist. There is a section there that says apply for either internal or external credits, and you will do the process there. Okay. Yes, Jody. We will make the recording available. We'll probably send it to everyone via email once it's ready. Yeah, and then a question here, can I request prior to commencing how many modules to select? Most definitely. Just know that there are certain sort of restrictions in a way. So the minimum amount of modules you can take for the academic year is 4, which would be 2 in semester 1 and 2 in semester 2. Costing for that, you're looking at about plus minus 20,000 Rand. The maximum that you can take is 8 modules for the year. So it's 4 in semester 1, 4 in semester 2. To give you a ballpark figure, you're looking at about 40,000 Rand. Hope that answers your question. I have a unique question here. Will my current full-time login credentials be the same for online? Technically, in the beginning, no. You do need to do a new application to receive a new AP number that we can sort of process. As a VC alumni, if that's the case, you would not need to then pay the application fee. We will use your ST number at the contact campus to sort of move it past that step. But I do think that next year or once your postgraduate program, if that's the case, or whatever is up and running, or if it is this case, undergrad to undergrad, then yes, the credentials should be the same. I will be overseas, so I will apply for invigilator. So how it works is you will need to pay an external examination fee. Outside of the country, it's 900 Rand per module. So if you are going to take 4 times 900, that fee does cover the invigilator. It does require yourself as well as us to work together. Just to give you a rough example, you're in Australia, you're in Sydney, and we will then sort of show you which examination centers we have around where you are. If it is that maybe one of them is not available, we will give you a letter that you could also approach certain institutions. And when we say institution, anything from a library, a school, maybe another university, obviously on it will state you are a registered student with us, and would they be willing to sort of accommodate you for the exam period. So that's how that works. We will work with you with that. Okay. I don't have a laptop. Will this be an issue? I feel it definitely will. What is an archer without his arrows? And what is a painter without his paintbrush? In order to succeed in the distance space, a laptop is crucial. You use it for these sessions that we're having now to type your assignments out as well. It's not to say that you cannot visit your local, computer shop, but just for ease of reference, especially for exams and so forth, it will be advisable to have a laptop. Cool. If I do not have an endorsement with senior certificate, but completed NQF6 with 60%, would this meet the entry criteria? Times per module. Cool. Apologies. Let me just answer this. So I do not have an endorsement with the senior certificate, but I have completed an NQF level 6. So I'm assuming you're wanting to apply for the Bachelor of Arts qualification. We will need to push it through to admissions, our admissions team, just to confirm. But the rule of thumb, an NQF level 6, 240 credit, qualification should be fine to get into a degree. If it was maybe a higher certificate, then yes, it would need to be in line. So I apologize, I can't see your name there. It's a lot of numbers, but I hope that answers. Okay, then his last question was, he or she, sorry, I was referring to the times required per module. Would that be available to help when selecting modules to ensure I don't select more than is manageable? So in the distance space, we usually recommend a Bachelor of Arts degree to be completed over 4 years, which relates to 6 modules for the year, 3 in semester 1, 3 in semester 2. Do note that this does not mean that you will have to have 6 modules, for the rest of the journey. If it is that after the first year you feel that you could not cope, for the following year we can lower it down to give you then 5 or even 4 modules. And also on the other hand, if you feel like you are ready and it's fine, you can then take 7 modules or even 8. So yeah, it's totally up to yourself. What you put in is what you get out at the end of the day. But generally, 6, which is around about 30,000 for the year. Yeah, so I think the high certificate, most of the high certificates we are offering, and if it is this one we're offering, the high certificate in business principles, it will allow you entry into the Bachelor of Arts. We've sort of made it cognate, if that's the right word. So yes, that is totally fine. How long are sit-down exams? It depends. Usually it's 2 to 3 hours. Yeah, it's tough to say. It depends on the module. Depends on which year you're in. Maybe first year, second year, third year. Whoever sets the paper will obviously do it accordingly. Please keep the questions flowing. Sorry, Kyoshi, if I'm just answering them.
No problem. Go for it.
Cool. And just another reminder, please, before you do leave this room, please feel free to join the student wellness as well as the sports before exiting completely. And a massive thank you for joining us here tonight, and Kiyosha for all your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Wade. Thanks everyone for joining. Hope to see you soon.
Thank you so much.
Just a one for Jody. I know that joined late. Jody, I am going to put my colleague's email here. Please do pop her an email, and she can give you a full consultation tomorrow. Any of the two. What we will do is we will obviously assign it to a student advisor. If maybe you've already done an inquiry or an application, we'll just make sure that that relevant person does get in contact with you. Thanks, Jody. Thank you to whoever you are. I appreciate your time. Cool. If there are no more questions, I will be going into another room. Thanks so much, Kiosha, for entertaining me in this room. I will be moving into another room now.
Bye.